Hi, it's Ben on Benji 84.0. This video is going to be about another deal-breaking red flag that I, at least, look out for when considering a woman to potentially have a romantic relationship with, and that is women who smoke weed. If a woman smokes weed at all, it's a deal-breaking red flag for me. It's one of the absolutely key ones. I have experience of this without going into any detail. I have experience with this personally. Women that smoke weed present several issues. Now, I will keep this quick. However, I want to say this. I touched on this briefly a couple of years ago in a piece of content that's no longer up. I'm going to go into more detail here. Heavy weed use leads to poor decision making, poor impulse control. Now, there are a lot of people, particularly hippy dippy types, that also just weed addicts that want it legalized. That's a bad idea. Alcohol already ravages our society here in England, here in Britain. Alcohol ravages it. Alcoholism is a massive problem here. Why make another addictive, mind-altering substance even more readily available? It's a terrible idea. It's an absolutely terrible idea. Now, obviously, no, I'm not going to go into the political side of it. It's a terrible idea. I mean, it's easy enough to get hold of. Why make it easier and then allow the government to tax it? Now, I'll come back to that briefly. Again, I don't want to. Well, I'll come back to that briefly. Because then they're benefiting from people's misery. They already benefit from the tax on alcohol, the tax on tobacco, right? Both things that kill people. Okay. And then they'll also benefit, the government will benefit from weed, which is a highly addictive substance that does destroy lives. And it's also a gateway drug to harder drugs. However, it's destructive on its own. It's highly addictive. I personally can't stand the smell of it. I can't stand smelling it on people. I can't stand walking past people's vehicles in the summer when there's decent weather in this country, and the windows are down and at least every other vehicle stinks of weed. How's that any better than drink driving, which I also don't approve of? As I say, alcohol destroys lives. Well, weed does as well, and it's also a gateway drug to other stronger drugs. So's alcohol. They're both gateway drugs. Alcohol's a gateway drug. So's weed. You know, people that and that's the thing as well. It's glorified. It's been glorified in the USA for years now. It's also glorified here, and I don't approve of it. I don't agree with it. Now, when I say why let the government tax it, I also don't approve of people buying it at all, because if you buy weed, you're part of the problem. If you buy any illegal substances, you're part of the problem. I'm talking specifically about weed here, because that's the one that's hyped up and promoted and glorified. Also, well, okay, if you buy illegal substances, whatever they are, you're part of the problem. You're giving money to organised crime and worse, right? That's what you're doing. You're part of the problem. Without going into that anymore, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with anything to do with illegal substances. I also don't agree with making it legal, because where does it end? What next? Cocaine? Then heroin? I mean, seriously, it's a slippery slope. Why not legalise everything then? That's a hypothetical question that I don't mean. All right? Just don't do it in the first place. Alcohol's bad enough. Now, look, there are no solutions to alcohol. It's bad enough on its own. It's a bad enough thing on its own. Why legalise something else that's bad, that people pretend isn't bad? It is bad. People driving around under the influence of that, it's just as bad as drink driving. It's just as bad, except they get away with it. I mean, yeah, I don't agree with it. And here's something else as well. When it comes to women who use, right, first of all, women that smoke weed a lot are also, there's a very good chance that they're going to be doing other substances too. Now, obviously, that applies to males as well. However, this is a deal-breaking red flag to look out for in a woman, that you as a straight man, as I am, might be a woman that you or I, as straight men, might be looking for a potential romantic relationship with, which is why I'm focusing on women here. That's the whole point of this video. I know I got more general there anyway. Back on to that, this specifically. Women that smoke weed often do other substances too, harder substances. Now, here's something that you might not know, because either you're naive or stupid. It's not that unusual. It's certainly not unknown. It's certainly not unheard of for women to grant sexual favours to the supplier of whatever the substance is, rather than paying by cash. Women will have sex with the dealer, with the dealers, to get whatever substance it is, free of charge. That does happen. It's not uncommon. It's not unknown. It's not unheard of. It happens. All right. So as I say, you might not be aware of that through being naive or stupid. It happens. All right. Because obviously the people supplying it have no scruples about that, and I'm not going to touch on that anymore. I'm just saying I don't approve of it all the way through, and I don't want to be with a woman that that does it, that smokes weed. I have experience of that, and it's a nightmare. I don't like it. I certainly won't do it again. It's a deal-breaking red flag. It's a deal-breaking red flag. It's right up there with others I've mentioned and others I will mention in future. Watch my other videos on this topic in terms of red flags to look out for in women. I have a playlist that I will continue adding to. And also, in general, it makes people, in my opinion, intolerable. You know, whoa, man, peace and love, man. I mean, that's, whoa, it really makes you think, man. Whoa, man. Is that what you want for a girlfriend? The female equivalent of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Whoa, man. No thanks. No thanks. That's not what I want. Some complete, space case airhead stoner woman talking absolute nonsense at me. No thanks. Whoa, it really makes you think, man. Whoa. No thanks. I can do without that, and I will do without that. If a woman smokes weed, let alone does any other illegal substances, however, this is specifically about weed, that is a deal-breaking red flag. No exceptions. I advise you, gentlemen, to apply that rule as well. So, if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button and give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone if you think they might get something from it. Subscribe, and when you do, ring the notification bell, comment. This is Benji on Benji 84.0. Hasta pronto.